Good morning and welcome to the FSEA convention. The topic for this morning is integrating information technology into the production environment. I think as owners and managers of finishing, binding, and die making companies, you are all very good at finding the latest and greatest machines to put on your production floor, but I think we have to start looking at other ways of improving productivity, decreasing waste, and increasing customer service. One of the best ways to do this is through information technology. A lot of other industries have already started to incorporate information technology into their production environment. I think an excellent example of this is FedEx and UPS. They could have kept going out and buying bigger and better trucks to meet their production needs, but at some point they took a step back and decided that information technology needed to be implemented into their business. And I'm sure we are all familiar with their system of being able to put in your own pickups and track your own deliveries. And that has worked very well for both FedEx and its customers. It brings several advantages. Productivity, they can track their packages from time they're entered till they're delivered. They have complete accountability of their driver's time. They can analyze data as to the best times to deliver to certain parts of certain cities, and they maximize their production time. For example, if somebody in Los Angeles were to enter a package for delivery in Kansas City, they know immediately that they need people in Kansas City. They don't have to wait for all of the packages to show up and then decide where they have to allocate drivers. Communications, if a driver's in a building and somebody else in that building puts in a pickup, he could be notified right away and go and get that rather than having to come back later in the day. Customer service, I think we all know how convenient it is to enter this information and look up this information whenever we want, but it also saves FedEx thousands of jobs because they don't have to have people on the other end of the phone to take down the pickup information or track your inquiries. I think the best thing about information technology is that it's a significantly less investment than a lot of the machines you have to buy for your operations, and the information technology does bring big returns. The benefits we can expect to get from information technology is increased productivity and decreased waste, increased communications and improved quality, better customer relationships, become a partner, not just a vendor. And information technology does this in a number of ways. It can do it through accountability on the shop floor, real-time information, electronic orders, job notes, customer profiles, electronic and video problem histories, automatic emails when events happen, online applications, JDF, job definition format, and all this leads to better management decisions. We'll see real savings in the reduction of labor, material, and fixed assets. We'll see soft savings in things like improved sales, general efficiency, better customer service, improved quality, and again, better management decisions. Now, we could spend a great deal of time on all of these areas, but we have very limited time today, so we're just going to focus on how information technology helps our greatest cost, and I think we can all agree that that is labor. Let's use an example. We're going to look at this only two ways. We could have looked at it through all the different ways that there are available to us in information technology, but we're going to look at it simply from monitoring costs or measuring them and realizing the cost of certain activities. We're also going to look at it from making people accountable for their time. So let's use an example that you can probably relate to before coming to the convention. You probably had a meeting with yourself, your plant manager, and your CSRs. Let's take all the salaries and benefits of those people. Let's say they came to something like $300,000. We have about 1,900 hours a year of working hours. That would have delivered a cost per hour of that meeting of about $150. If that meeting lasted 2 hours, the cost of that meeting was $300. Simply by knowing this, next week when you go back, you may think twice about the number of meetings, how long they last, and who you involve in those meetings. We've also made those people aware that we're making them accountable for their time, and I don't think it matters whether you are president of the company or the person sweeping the floor at the back. If you have to account for every minute of your day and every material that you use, you're going to become a little more efficient and a little less wasteful. If we even apply a small percentage, say 5%, to the labor costs out on the shop floor, the savings can be tremendous. And let's just look at that. This chart represents just companies of different sales levels, 1 through 5 million. If my material and labor made up maybe 60% of that, if I apply my 5% savings, we can see that the total savings can be considerable, and that's a year-over-year savings. Now, once we start collecting data, we can also start measuring it and analyzing it. So to analyze it, though, we have to collect different types of data. So this is a screen where it shows the barcodes of the different types of activities that we might track. So these would be make, ready, run, tear down, wait for OK, repair, maintenance, no work, meetings. We can collect this data a couple of ways. We can either do it through timesheets. This is where the employees take a piece of paper and will write from 9 till 10 I did this, from 10 to 11 I did that, and then they will submit those pieces of paper and somebody will enter them the next day into the system. Or we can use shop floor data collection devices, and that can range anywhere from PCs all the way to very specific data collection input devices. Let's just take a look at a quick little video here to show you how a shop. Data sharing devices offer direct system input in real time and provide greater accuracy by using barcoding. The process is very simple. The employee simply clocks in at the beginning of the day. He barcodes in his employee code. When he's ready to start his first task, he simply clicks on the time button, barcodes in his employee code, selects the job that he is working on, picks the operation code and barcodes it into the system, and begins work. He goes off and does that task. In the meantime, any other employee can use the shop floor data collection system. When the employee has finished his task, he simply clicks on the time button, barcodes in his employee code, enters the quantity that he ran. The computer keeps track of the time. There's no input of time by the employee, and then he says next operation. The system then prompts him for the barcode of his next operation, and he begins work. Once he's complete, he simply clicks on the time button, barcodes in his employee code, enters his quantity for production analysis purposes, and then quits for the day, and on his way out the door, clocks out.